Dawn Compton, the pastor at Main Street United Methodist Church, and I'm here today to bring you our weekly Wednesday Word. And this Wednesday is a busy day. Started the day for me with chapel with our Stepping Stones preschool here, and then we had our Lenten lunch for the Bedford community. It was great to see so many people from the community gather here and enjoy some soup and sandwiches together. This was the first time we've been able to do a Lenten lunch since 2020 when COVID shut us down. So it was wonderful to get together and share food with one another and to hear a message together. And I look forward to the other messages and devotions and music and just time together for the rest of the Lenten luncheons that will be here every Wednesday from 12 to 1 here at Main Street, but it's open to the entire Bedford community. I then have just come from helping with our after school, doing our Stepping Stones after school chapel today, and I am getting ready for our 7 p.m. Ash Wednesday service. Today is Ash Wednesday. It is the beginning of the Lenten season. It's time for us to spend time being focused on who God is calling us to be and how we can be more faithful in following Jesus Christ. And so I want to lift up this devotion because there are so many different devotions out there. We handed out devotions from Society of St. Andrew, but this is the devotion that my home church, Lee Road United Methodist Church, created back in 2004. And I still have a copy of it, and I want to share you this devotion that was listed for Ash Wednesday back then. It was written by a dear man named Doug Etheridge. So here are these words for our devotion today. The scripture is Acts 8, 1 through 4. Paul was in complete agreement with the killing of Stephen, and a great wave of persecution of the believers began that day, sweeping over the church in Jerusalem, and everyone except the apostles fled into Judea and Samaria. But some godly Jews came and with great sorrow buried Stephen. Paul was like a wild man going everywhere to devastate the believers, even entering private homes and dragging out men and women alike and jailing them. But the believers who had fled Jerusalem went everywhere preaching the good news about Jesus. As Jesus told his disciples, "Go, preach my gospel unto all who will listen," we too must adhere to this doctrine. One day, as I was walking home from church, a neighbor asked me, "Is the sermon over so soon?" "No," I replied. "The sermon has been preached, but it has just begun as we leave the church to do our share of the preaching and doing what has been taught today. The teachers and the preachers cannot do it all and carry the ministry to people by themselves. We must take their word and spread it to others. Some who are unable to attend services because of various reasons, homebound, working, or uninterested. As in the scripture of Acts, Stephen was killed as he tried to carry the word of the Lord to others. His listeners did carry Stephen's word to all who would listen, though Paul still tried to persecute them. As they fled, they spread the word of glad tidings of God with them. We too have the opportunity today to be effective witnesses, spread the word to our neighbors, fellow church people, by the lives we live. Remember, every Christian today occupies some kind of pulpit and also preaches some kind of sermon by the life they live. Friends, Lent is a good time to think about the sermon that your life is preaching, what you are doing, and how you are sharing the good news of Jesus Christ. Each of us has our unique gifts and abilities that enable us to share it in a very special way. It's up to us to be open and to be willing to do our part to bring about God's kingdom here on earth. Friends, we will be beginning our Lent worship series this Sunday. Our series this Lent is entitled Drink from the Fountain of Grace. All are invited to join us in person at 10:30 on Sundays or to worship with us online. I hope to see you during this Lenten journey as we begin making our way towards Easter. God bless.